Hey, this is Eric Kitzelberger with Freedom Property Group, and today I want to talk about one of my favorite subjects, and that's income streams. Now, it may be true that I need to lead a more interesting life, but I think that by the end of this conversation, hopefully you'll start thinking about and talking about income streams a lot more as well. When I first started out, kind of the advice that I got, such that it was for getting started and setting up retirement later in life, was that you go out and you get a job, and that job would have a pension, and you get Social Security, and you contribute to a 401k or some sort of retirement plan and build up additional money to live off in your retirement. And so that's what I started to do, and I really didn't think a whole lot about it. I had a wife and kids and all friends and doing all these other things, and so I didn't think a whole lot about it. It wasn't until a few years later that I really started to think about my financial future a little bit more, and I started thinking about the income streams such that they were that I would have later on. And really, that's what a pension is. It's an income stream. It's money that you get every month from the time that you retire until time you reach a certain age until the time you die. And same with Social Security. And really, that 401k or that asset base that you've built up over time, what you end up doing with that is you create an income stream because you sell that in periodic increments, whether those are monthly or annually. You sell it and you create an income stream with it. So you have those three, and that was what traditional advice was to just kind of live off those three. The problem, and there's actually a multitude of problems, but the two biggest problems are, number one, there's only three, right? So if one of them goes by the wayside somehow, it causes a tremendous problem. And the second part of that is that you have no control over any of them, or very little over the third, maybe, but almost none over the other two. As an example, only 7% of companies now offer pensions, and a lot of the companies that did, even large companies, are terminating their pension programs, and they're just sending a kind of a buyout to people so that you don't have that defined benefit. You don't have an income stream anymore. You have an asset that you're going to sell off later in life. Social Security, we all know Social Security has its problems, and those problems, quite frankly, require Congress to, one, work together, and two, to make hard decisions. And we have seen no evidence over the last several years that either of those things is going to happen. So we get to the third one, and that's that asset base that you've built up and you're going to sell down. The problem with that is, obviously, a lot of it is outside of your control. The market performance we've seen over the last 10 years can be widely erratic. And beyond that, as you're selling that down, you have to kind of guess at how long you're going to live, right? If you sell your assets off too quickly, well, then you die without having enough money at the end of your life. And maybe you're a burden to somebody, or maybe you have to go to, get some sort of government assistance or something like that. And no one wants to kind of live their final years that way. On the other hand, if you are very conservative about how you sell things off, maybe you sacrifice some of the lifestyle that you truly have earned by working all those years, but you're not able to do the things and enjoy the things that you want to because you're afraid that you'll outlive your money. So those are the two kind of big problems with the traditional advice, so to speak. And as I started thinking about those and thinking about the solution, traditional advice on how to overcome this is to just save more money or invest more money into the market. But really what we want to do is we want to create more income streams. And we want to have income streams that are not from assets that we're selling off and making a smaller and smaller pile, but from things that are actually appreciating, because those are going to last not only through the end of our lives, but there's something we're going to be able to pass on. And there's a multitude of ways you can create income streams. You can get royalties from books or music or movies or something. You can invent something and sell your patent and license that, or license your patent. You can build a business and maybe sell it off in a way that will give you some sort of residual income over time. Most of us, though, really aren't going to do those things. But all of us can go out and we can buy a single family home. And in fact, it's not very hard at all over a period of a few years to buy 10 single family homes. Everyone can do that. It is much easier than acquiring millions and millions of dollars in this stack of gold that you're going to sell off at the end of your life. It's actually very easy to accumulate 10 homes. You can use leverage to do so you don't even need as much money. But those 10 homes, they will cash flow, and you can let your tenants, if you use leverage, you can let your tenants pay them off over time, such that by the time you retire, they are now paid off and they're cash flowing at what is the equivalent of maybe $1,000 per month each in today's terms. So you're getting $10,000 per month in 10 separate income streams, so that if you ever have an emergency, right, you can sell one of those if you need to, and now you still have $9,000 a month coming in. And that's the way we kind of need to think, is how do I create more income streams versus how do I build a bigger pile of gold? Because those income streams, especially diversified and having multiple ones, will give you more control later in life. It gives you more flexibility, and quite honestly, it creates a lot more security to your life. So we believe in income streams very passionately here, and as a fact, that's the reason we started this company, is because we've seen the difference it can make in our lives. We've seen the difference it can make in the lives of others, and we want to help more and more people change over and get out of that mentality that of this pension and Social Security are gonna save us at the end of our lives, and start planning and securing our own financial futures. So if you want to learn more about income streams or about real estate in general, check out freedompropertygroupky.com, and for all kinds of information there. I think one final point is that when you invest in real estate, you don't have to have the knowledge, you don't have to have the expertise, you don't have to deal with tenants and toilets. You just have to have a good team. So whether you want to work with us or not, we would still encourage you to go to freedompropertygroupky.com and learn as much as you can about both investing in real estate and creating new income streams for you and your families. Thank you.